Howard. Are you in here right now, Howard? He's not in here yet. Okay. So on the crude, we're still looking for the down close, but the cycle's moving up kind of strong here, so I'm probably not going to take the trade. On the Russell, we are below the weekly trading zone, I believe. Yeah, we are below the weekly trading zone on the Russell. I would like to see the Russell get below this level right there before we start shorting it. Okay, and obviously it's going to get above the zone, but well above that level right there. Okay, before we start looking at a long trade. All right, did I start the recording? I did start the recording. All right, good morning, everyone. Today is 11/12/13. It's November 12th, 2013. Gold I'm going to slide off for right now because we don't have anything there that we're doing. Copper, we don't have any divergence on. Okay. And we're still looking for that down close over here, but I don't, you see the way the cycle is moving up right here? I'm not going to take that trade right there. Okay. Talk to you about that cycle. Which cycle? This one? That's the one, buddy. That is the one. We are not taking that trade because of the way the cycle's moving up. Soybeans. What happened with the soybeans? Overnight, soybeans had a big move. We've got nothing now, though. Copper, nothing. Was it yesterday I started out? It was the Russell I started out with -8 ticks. Today it's gold I'm starting out with -8 ticks. I hate starting out with a losing trade. Oh, well, it happens. Let's check what we have for news events today. Bob Z.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, live on a Tuesday morning, Mr. D. Oh, I didn't even know my phone would make that noise. Now it won't stop. Oh, Lord. Please make it stop. Okay. It's called Summit from the iPhone. Okay.
All right. Good morning, Dwayne.
Hey, what's up? That was a great Halloween costume one year. Dressed like the guy from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and had bought this little device from some novelty store that made that sound from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and you just hit it under your poncho. Yeah. You know that sound?
Yeah, yeah.
So all you had to do, you're wearing your hat and your poncho, that's your whole costume, basically, and as you step into a room, and it goes, that was pretty cool, but anyway, so thought I'd share that.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. No problem.
Thank you. All right. Let's see.
Hey, how about them beans?
Yeah, I know. Look at the beans.
Sweet. That was a sweet tweet.
Sweet tweet. It's $12.99. Should not be there. It should be up at 13.
Yep, that was a tweet that they would run from 1304 to 1308, I believe it was. I believe that was the tweet.
And it tapped 1308, and it's there again right now. So the level down that we will mysteriously look for is 13, but the level above would be 13.
We're breaking above, yeah.
Yep.
So
we'll be looking for 1316.
Mm-hmm.
More immediate goals on the beans, though. Let's see. Do I have anything? How far back do we have to go to get the beans up above 1310?
You got to go back to last summer, I think.
Oh, really? All right. Well, I'm not going to have anything then. We're just going to look for 1316 on the beans. On the 4-tick range.
I'll take a peek for you.
All right. Thanks.
The last time beans were at $13 was actually October 24th. They traded at $13.11.
October
of this year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, then we must have some levels on the way up there.
Now, back August of last year, what I was thinking about, they got up all the way almost to 14. They got up to $14.
Now, Bob, this is one of those things in the meeting last week. I talked about when you have a long way to go to get to the area that I'm trying to get up above. You know, you could consider taking the trade because that's where you want it to go to. You want it to get up above that. I want it to get up above that before I start looking at long trades.
In fact, Michael, on a daily chart, 1312 is going to give you a double top
13,
on a daily chart.
Okay.
Okay, just so you know.
Let me, you know what, let me blow this up for a second, and I'll change it to like an hourly. See how far back I go. Yeah, there's some stuff back here on the hourly. I have a level all the way up at 1322 right now. On the hourly, look at something like that. All right, the Russell's starting to move up. The down close on the GNG, the natural gas. I don't have a natural gas chart up, so I cannot look at that one right now. Wow, yeah, the yen doesn't look so good. The copper's not moving. The yen's not moving. The soybeans don't have, there's no divergence here, unfortunately, so there's no way to trade that. And Bob, did you see I drew that box in? I'm sorry, I'll leave it over there for you for a second.
Now, I predicted big volatility for this week, so yesterday certainly didn't bring it.
No, I hope it gets brought today, but
that was a holiday. We never did get back over that 1770 last night. I had sent out the tweet Sunday night. We got the 70 and a quarter, which, you know, that's as far as we went. Okay.
all right.
Bonds.
Now, the Russell seems like it wants to start moving here. Okay. All right. Let's
We had a short last night on the a tweet on the yen, from 10.035 possibly down to as far as the weekly trading zone, but it went from 0.35 down to 10.021. So from 35 to 21. So that's enough for a daily goal, but it's back up testing 35 right now, so it'll probably, good chance, it'll come down and try it again. And the only other thing we had out was on the euro. The euro said it's moving along of a 134.25 up to 134.40, and that one's done. Okay, got that one. Now, there's a much bigger window. Well, not much bigger, but there's there is a bigger window of opportunity overhead. We got a tough area to get through. We got a weekly zone to get through, but on the other side of that zone, we've got an opportunity for a nice zone-to-zone type of move. But the zone's at 134.50/134.55. That's on the euro. So I'll show you guys charts of that on the radio show today.
all right. We got nothing right here. The Russell is now above its weekly trading zone. It's got a little bit of divergence right now, so it could possibly give us a long trade here. On the ES, that's the spot we want to close up above, right there. Bob, I put another box closer on the gold. I went back to this swing right here. This one here as well, but I put one on this one. And we have currencies going. There's not that much activity in them right now. See, we have the yen right here and the euro right here. But there's just no movement. So
where's the yen in relation to a short trade?
it's got nothing. It's got nothing right here. It's all sideways for the last, since 3:30 this morning.
Okay. All right. If it starts to set up to the short side, then that would be in line with what I was thinking last night. So, okay. If you got nothing, you got nothing.
I'd want to see it drop below 10.021 before we'd even start looking for short trades on it.
Since it's slow right now, let me just say this to all of you who are perhaps new or you're here today, your first day on your free trial. The format is Michael's going to take a ton of trades across a bunch of different markets as the markets wake up and start to move. If they don't move, it's hard to take a trade. It will appear, if the markets pick up, that it'll be difficult for you to keep up with. Man, that guy's just jumping from market to market to market. What the heck is he doing? It does seem a little overwhelming when the markets are busy, but it's the same trade setup being used to trade the S&P, gold, crude, every market that we trade. We use the same indicators, the same time frame, the same methodology. The same decision-making process goes into every single trade. So you'll hear little buzzwords that we use that you're not familiar with. When you hear one like BBC, just type in, hey, what does that mean? Now, the only ones who can see what you type are me and Michael and Bert if he pops in. So if you have a question, don't be shy. Just type it in. What does that mean? We'll tell you, okay? And then Michael, as he has trade setups, he'll explain to you exactly what's happening. He's got a diagram he'll show you this morning that highlights everything. A long trade is basically this. We get a bullish cross, price pulls away, price pulls back. We check for divergence. If we have it, we buy the open of the next candle. A short sale is exactly the opposite of what I just said. You have a bearish cross, price pulls away, price pulls back. We sell the open of the next candle if we have the proper divergence. That's it, right there. Now, it'll look a whole lot more complicated, and it'll feel more complicated when you put it into action, but that's it. Also, if you're on the free trial, you have access to the platform, to the tools, okay? So you don't ever have to question if something really was there, because you've got the platform, you've got our indicators, you can check for yourself and see if there really was a setup there. We're not a trade calling service. We do call trades, and while many folks do trade along with us during the live trading room, the purpose is not that you be able to copy Mike's trades. The objective is that you learn to trade like Mike so that you can take these tools, follow that set of rules, and put on and take off your own trades. And it's always easy to tell who really wants to become a trader because they do their homework, they download the platform, they install the indicators, and they stumble around and try to put on and take off some trades, and they get confused, they fall down, they show up tomorrow morning with a skinned nose, and we go, oh yeah, there you go, now that one's trying, because you have questions. You're like, hey, I tried to do this, and I want to do that, and you know, that's great. Questions are awesome. We love questions, so bring them. This whole week, just bring your questions. If you Think of something after the live trading room as you're working with the platform and the indicators. Send an email, support@cfrn.net. One of us will get back to you in the twinkling of an eye, most days. So, okay, that's it. Back to you, Michael. Go ahead, caller. Still nothing?
Sorry, I just shut my mic off. I meant to turn it back on. The divergence that I'm looking for, here's a good example of it. This is divergence right here. This is what I'm looking for. Divergence between the cycle right here and the green line. It's not the typical divergence that you're used to hearing, which is divergence between price and an oscillator. It's divergence within the oscillator itself. Divergence between the cycle and the green line. Okay, that's the divergence I'm looking for. Right now in crude oil, I'm looking for price to close up above this box or below this box before we trade crude. All right. On the Russell, we got up above the level that I was looking to get up above, and it's, well, the darn thing's still going up. It's got to pull back and give us an opportunity, but it's starting to right now. All right. There's a little bit of a trend line right there. Gold put a wick down below the box, but it's just a wick. We need to see a close below that box. All right, and we have the wrong kind of divergence there anyway. The ES is setting up a long trade as long as we don't have any zones right above us. Where are my ES zones?
Bob, you got 5 on the Russell. Good job. Way to go. Nice way to start the day.
Now, let's see. All right, while I'm waiting right here, there's a few markets that are about to set up, but while I'm waiting for them, hang on, I got to extend this box over here on the gold. There we go. I extended the box on the gold. All right, means I just dragged it out a little bit. Okay, I'm looking for gold to close down below this box right here. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. You're waiting for my next move on the gold trade? Eight tick stop, right. I stopped out of the gold that I shorted back here. I shorted it here and I stopped out. Minus 8 ticks. Right there. It's 65.5. Hang on a minute. Can you tell me what market you're looking at, Lake? You're talking about the ES, right? Okay. No, I would be looking for a long trade here on the ES. I'm looking for an up close above the trend line. Up close above the trend line on the ES. The cycle's going down too far here on the Russell for me to want to get long on that, so I'm going to slide it off to the side. The gold, I am looking for a down close below the trend line here. All right. A down close below that trend line before I go short again. The crude oil, I'm looking for an up close above this one or a down close below this one before I trade. All right. Why do I have all these boxes around, you may be asking yourselves? Why do I draw these things? Because I trade with the trend. And until we get a down close below here or an up close above here, we don't have a trend. We can't draw a trend line up the bottoms, down, up the bottoms and up the tops, or down the bottoms and down the tops. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, we don't have any trend on gold right now, Bob. We don't have anything. I'm still waiting for the down close below the box. All right, now the Russell, does it have divergence? No, it doesn't. All right, on the ES, it does have bullish divergence here. The ES does have bullish divergence right there. All right, so an up close above the trend line right here would be a long trade on the ES. Currently, it's got a low of 65.75. It'll have a high of 66.75 if the low stays in place.
And your next zone overhead is you're way up at 74.75.
Excellent.
So you're good there.
Good.
Tricky area is getting back over that 1770. That's the one that's held us back so far this week. The high of the week, 70 and a quarter.
All right. Alan, the boxes are based on prior swing highs and lows, areas of support and resistance that we've already encountered. That's pretty much it. If you look back here, start with this prior swing right there. That's why I wanted to see a close above there to establish a trend. Okay, if you start here and you look for a close above that level, then you're going to have a trend line that goes up. Okay, gold is starting to work itself out here on the long side. Alright, the yen moved up through the levels. The yen is moving up, Dwayne, not down right now. It appears to be anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Alright.
Now it's got a zone overhead at 1060/65. So we'll look for some potential resistance there.
These are the rules. Alright, now you see on the ES we had a down close on this bar, not an up close. Okay, so because we had a down close and there's bars sticking out of my trend line here, I got to move my trend line over to take that into account. So this is the new trend line on the ES. There's red on the cycle, so we definitely have to have an up close above the trend line. Alright, these are the rules that I'm applying to this right here. Step 1, the MA1, which is the red and blue line, crosses over the BBC, which is the green line. Step 2, price pulls away from it. Step 3, draw your trend line down the tops. Step 4, price has to close above the trend line. And then step 5, obviously, you're looking for divergence down here. Okay, these are the rules that I'm trying to apply right here, if the market gives us what we're looking for. Gold, gold, gold. All right, thanks, Matt. Yeah, gold does actually have a long trade. It had a long trade right in here. I missed it. Now I'll draw the trend line, and I'll show you. This up close right here was a spot to get long on the gold. All right, I missed it. It already went 4 ticks in profit, at which point I would have moved my stop to break even. So I'm not going to try to get in the trade now that it's already gone to the point where I would have moved my stop to break even. I would have been out of that trade at break even had I taken it. But I missed it. So now what we need is, price, the green line to turn up and work its way up into the cycle is what we anticipate. Whenever you have divergence down here, whenever you have divergence between the green line and the cycle, excuse me, what you anticipate is that the green line is going to turn up and work its way up into the cycle. All right, and that's what it's doing right now. Okay. So once it does that, and it puts in an even higher swing, this is the next level. Once it does that and it closes up above there, it should pull back and give us another opportunity on the long side. Okay? That's what we're looking for. Now, the soybeans, they stopped up here at 1308. Well, they went through it just a little bit, but there was a lot of momentum on the way up there. We have a bearish cross, a pull away from the BBC. Now if it pulls back up, we should have some divergence. Okay? We don't have the divergence right now. Be great to see a close right here, a down close. And there it goes on the gold. The green line moved up to the cycle, and now it's pulling back again. Alright? So watch the gold right here. Alright, and up close on this bar, 82.1, 82.5 would be the high. Well, now 81.9, 82.3 would be the high. That would not be above the trend line. So it wouldn't be this bar, it would be the next one. Okay. I got an email from Pete. Pete, that's who it was. About the transition bars and the colors of them. And up close on this bar is a long trade on the gold. Alright. With a down close, you got to move the trend line over like that. You're red on the cycle here. Okay. 81.7, 82.1 will be the high, so it won't be this bar. It would be the next one. If it's going to close up and start moving up, it's not going to be this bar, it's going to be the next one. Okay. If it closes up at all. What disqualifies getting in that gold? Well, we missed it, but then it pulled back for another entry at nearly the same. Well, for me, it hadn't put in a higher swing. Okay, hang on a sec. 81.8 is the low, 82.2 would be the high on that gold. So if you get an up close at 82.2, nope, that's different now. Okay, if this bar closes up, it's 81.6 is the low, 82 is the high. If it closes up at 82, it's a long trade. If it closes down, I think we're going to forget about taking a long trade here on the gold. Okay, so we're looking for the up close on that bar. Right there, this bar on the gold. Looking for the up close. And if it closes up, we'll get in. If it closes down, I think the cycle's going to be pulled too far down. Yeah, the cycle's going down too far for me to want to get into a long trade here. Alright, now to answer your question, Steve. Right here, you know, the entry was right here at 81.4. It went 4 ticks up to 81.8. And then it pulled back here. Now, my rule for moving the stop to break even, oil is setting up. Hang on a sec. My rule for moving the stop to break even is either 4 ticks profit or close on the other side of the MA1. We had both of those here already. Alright, so had I been in the trade, I would have moved my stop to break even. Now, I wasn't in the trade, so I'm not going to try to re-enter the trade on a pullback where I would have been getting out of the trade had I been in it. Okay? Does that make sense? Alright, gold is not setting up anymore. I'm moving that off. Let's see, I wasn't watching the ES. It is not doing anything right now. Well, it's moving down clearly right now. Alright, and crude oil is moving down as well. I was looking for the crude to give an up close over here, but it didn't. This close above right here, yeah, that would have been right there. That would have been a long trade on the ES right there. And what are the soybeans doing? Alright, on this pullback here, there was no divergence. So on the soybeans, I want to see a down close below this box. You see how it had tried to get down there a few minutes ago when I drew that box on there? It didn't close below there. So that's pretty significant. Alright, Now on the crude oil, we're looking for an up close above this trend line. On the ES, we don't really have anything happening right now. On the soybeans, I wanted to see a down close below this box before I got into it. On the copper, there's not much happening here. I got to look left on the copper. You know, copper is one of those markets that it just looks like it's not going to do anything. And then all of a sudden it gives up 50 ticks. Yeah, the Russell is tanking right through the zone. I didn't see it on the Russell, but for those of you guys who are partners, or any people who have downloaded the indicators, you might have seen this. The trend line, the down close below the trend line. Right there was the spot with the bearish divergence down here. George T, are you here? The initial stop on every single trade I put on, Alan, regardless of what market it is 8 ticks. Every single market, the initial stop is 8 ticks. Every trade, every market, everything. Oops. Horrible trend line. There we go. That's a little better. Now on crude, we're still looking for an up close above the trend line. It's going to happen pretty soon because the cycle's starting to move down. Okay. The stop is always 8 ticks. Always. Always, always 8 ticks.
And the entry is always clearly defined by the rules, the little picture that Michael drug out and showed you. So when you have the platform downloaded and the indicators installed, once you learn the 5 steps that lead you to the entry, you know to the tick exactly where your entry is. You know if you're taking a long trade, a short trade, and you know exactly what your entry price is. There's never any ambiguity whatsoever, never anything nebulous about, should I get in or is this a trade? It either is or it isn't. It either qualifies or it doesn't. Every trade.
All right. That said, there was just a trade over here on the Russell. Okay, the down close below the trend line is right there. Now, you might say that that wasn't a down close below the trend line, but it was right there. All right, again, this one went 4 ticks. I hadn't seen it in time to get into it. It went 4 ticks. It would have been a break even had I gotten into it. All right, that down close right over here. Darn it. Why can't I do that? There, that down close on that bar right there. Okay, now what you anticipate is that the green line is going to work its way down into the cycle. That's what you anticipate. All right, the green line is going to work its way down into the cycle. For that to happen, price is going to have to go down and put in a lower swing. So price should get below that level right there, and it should do it soon. Okay, to continue the trend. Why? Oh, well, we don't have wrinkle bars available to us, so, but range bars there's so much more information in a range bar than there is in a tick bar, a minute bar, a volume bar. There's so much more information. Like, for instance, this bar right here, I'll use copper because it's not moving. This bar right here, right now it's got a high of 23.95. It's going to have, because it's got a high of 23.95, it'll have a low of 23.85 if the high stays in place. I'm sorry, not 23. It's got a high of 23.95. It'll have a low of 23.75. Okay, that will be the low. That's 4 ticks. If the high stays in place, I know where the low of the bar is going to be. So if I'm looking to short, I know where I have to put my order. There you are, George. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you got in here today. When the bar opens, every bar closes either at the high or the low of the bar. With a minute bar, with a with a tick bar, with a volume bar, you can't say that. With a range bar, you know that that's going to be the case. Okay, every bar is either going to close at the high or the low of the bar. So you know so much more information about it right from the beginning. Okay, George, I wanted to make sure that you got in here because I know yesterday you had the wrong link. And that was not going to help you. Yeah, stay away from the minibar. It's a rip-off. See what I mean about the copper? It just sits there and it looks like it's not going to do anything, and then all of a sudden, bang, it starts to move. All right, so keep your eye on the copper because we may be able to trade it in here shortly.
Is Matt C in here today?
He should be. I sent him the... yes, there he is.
Okay. I don't know why he's not getting his email. I'll have to check it again. Let me see. Okay. Have you answered any other emails this morning? I don't know.
Yeah, all the people that weren't getting their email. Yeah, up to Matt. All the people, including Bob and those other folks. Bob and Richard. I just trail the stop, Dimitri. You'll see why if we have a good run on something that I'm in. You'll see why. But so far we haven't. I mean, we've barely had any trades. We've only had one trade that I've taken so far. But I always trail the stop. Lake, I can send it to you. I will send it to you. All right. All right. All right. With a tick bar, let's say you have a 233 tick bar. I was just asked to go over this again. Let's say you have a 233 tick bar. A tick is a transaction. So you're going to have the bar. The bar is going to be moving until you have 233 transactions. You don't know where those transactions are going to take place. They could all take place in one price spot. You could start there, move up, 20 ticks, and come back down 30 ticks, and move back to where it started. You don't know where it's going to be. Yeah, I'm looking at the gold right here, and I looked left on the gold too. Matt, I've been watching it. We have some divergence. It's testing the BBC, so it doesn't need to close below the trend line. It just needs a down close. Okay, this bar's got a high of 1281.1. That's a 20 right there, 80.7. I just shorted 80.7 on the gold. All right, 80.7, and my stop is right there at 81.5. You see that? No ambiguity. 80.7. Now my stop's at break even. Take that one off. Okay. And if I get stopped out at break even, so be it. And there, I just got stopped out at break even. Okay. It went 4 ticks in profit. That's why I moved my stop to break even. It actually closed below the MA1 as well. Now, the yellow arrows that are on the price chart are trades that I've actually taken. The ellipses are trades that set up that I didn't take for whatever reason. I missed them for whatever reason. All right. Now you're out of it, right, Cal? I'm flat on the gold. I got flat at break even. I moved my stop to break even after 4 ticks profit. Alright, watch over here on the copper right now. I wanted to see it close down below this level before we shorted it, because that level had some buyers at it last time. Why, thank you, Dimitri. Alright, the Russell's having a problem right here, guys, because it's got a bullish cross. It's got a little bit of bullish divergence, but it's going right into a weekly trading zone. The cycle's going up too far right now for me to want to... it's, I don't know. There's nothing there on the Russell right now. But it's a mess. We'll just have to wait on the Russell. I think it's going to go down from here. The low on the Russell, let me drag out that box. The low on the Russell is over here. Okay. All right. I have a feeling the copper is going to just drop another 20 ticks here, but it's not set up for me to trade it right now. Yeah, I know, Pete. It's been snowing here on and off for the last few hours. I had to clean my garage so I could bring the car in. Alright. So the Russell, actually, a little head fake here. It pulled all the way back up here to the YBR, and it's pushed off the YBR. Now we want to see it close down below this box right here, and then we can start looking for some short trades. No, Dimitri, we did it. Oh, yeah, I did get sidetracked. Sorry, Pete. What you need to do is go to View, All Active Indicators, choose the symbol, go to Properties, set Bearish and Bullish to white for the transition color. Yours are probably green and red. Okay. Or whatever you want the transition candle color to be, set it there. Okay. Let's see. Cliff K, thank you. Jose. Alright, did you see how I did that, Pete? Do you mean to do it again? Wow, the Russell is just whipping back and forth. That is hideous. It needs to get away from this weekly trading zone. I gotta go check the news events, but I don't think we have anything that's gonna make it happen today. It's 10:17 so far. We have 2 trades, and we're minus 8 ticks on gold. No, there's only one. I've only, if you've downloaded the stuff from the indicator store, that's all there is. You could go out to the indicator store again and do it, but if you go to ZSF4, did you see what I just did? View, all active indicators, choose the symbol. Okay. It's not the indicator. I'm not choosing the indicator. I'm choosing the symbol here. Not the indicator. Choose the symbol. And then choose properties. Okay. And you set it right there. Got 10 on oil. Where is oil? Where's my crude chart? Here it is. Oh, wow. Yeah, we missed all that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Got sidetracked. There was a nice trade right there on oil. It's setting up again right here. There was another one back here. Nobody told me. Usually, you guys let me know when I'm missing something. And up close on that bar right there is a long trade. 95.19. 95.19. Okay. Here it is. Right. Oh. Here's the trend line. All right. So that up close right there is above the trend line with a bullish divergence. That's what you're looking for. All right. It's a little long in the tooth here, but I think it's actually going to drop. But we'll see. We'll see if it does or doesn't. And gold started the movement down. All right, on the gold, when you get the divergence, what do you anticipate? That the green line is going to work its way into the cycle. That's what you anticipate. All right, the gold put in a lower swing now. So we can look for more short trades there on the gold. The Russell moved back up above the weekly trading zone. Grr. Moved back up above the weekly trading zone. It's just flipping back and forth and back and forth on the Russell right now. Okay. There's the trend line on the Russell. Actually, sorry, my bad. That's not the trend line. The trend line was right here. And there was a trade right there. Is that you, Bert?
Hey, what's going on? Can you,
Not too much. How are the sinuses?
stink. Oh, hey, Dwayne, can you give me eyes so I can send a few?
Yeah,
Thanks.
you bet. You sound like crap.
Yeah, I do. Feel like it.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Thanks, D.
Now, let's see. When you were looking at a long entry on these, it seemed like it was overbought. Do you weigh the indicators differently? This one right here, you mean? The cycle portion was overbought, but you want that. You know, this is the long-term direction right here. All right, the crude is now moving up. What was the entry on this? 95.19. How far back did it pull? 95.10. All right, you would have stopped out on that. Had you have taken that. The cycle is the long-term direction. The green line is the short-term direction. Alan? Okay. So you're going to... That's why you're looking for the divergence. You're looking for the cycle to be overbought. You want that to be overbought, or to be heading up to overbought. For instance, right here, the gold is heading to the oversold, and if we get a pullback, we'll be looking to short it. Okay. Right now, the ES is heading back up to the overbought. If we get a pullback and some divergence, we'll be looking to go long. Okay. So it's the same thing on every market, over and 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 over again. All right. So here's the pullback right now on the ES. Okay. Here's a trend line. I don't know if we're going to need the trend line yet because I don't know if it's going to hit the BBC or not. But I'm drawing it anyway. Here's our bullish divergence between the green line and the cycle. The cycle's moving into the overbought area. So what we're looking for now is an up close above the trend line or a test to the BBC with an up close and a blue cycle. I don't think that second scenario is going to happen. I think if it's going to go up, it's going to be an up close above the trend line. If it's going to go up. You got 8 on the gold, Bob. Good. And Ron, you made 14 in the 2 CL trades. And you got 10 on oil. Excellent. Excellent. All right, watch the gold here, guys. Now, we didn't put in a higher swing over here, or did we? The entry would have been right there at 95.19. It put in 1 tick higher swing, did it? 1 tick higher swing. I don't like it anyway. The cycle's moving down too far. Alright, I'm sliding the crude oil off to the side. Watching the gold, alright? We need a pullback on the gold, and we'd be looking for a down close below the trend line if it's going to happen. Over here on the ES, we need an up close above the trend line. Alright, we have some bullish divergence here. Needs an up close above the trend line. The Russell is right up above its weekly trading zone right now. So, man, that Russell is just spastic today. It's back and forth and back and forth.
Did you talk to Kathy yesterday?
I did, and I did the test this morning.
Oh, you already did it with her?
Yeah, because I forgot I had that veterans thing this afternoon. I have to go to.
I thought that was yesterday.
No, it's today.
Well, what time's our thing? Our thing's at 4:30?
Yeah, it's at 4:30. I'll be done by then.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
No, it's a veterans luncheon that I have to go to.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to make a spreadsheet or a PowerPoint thing or something, or find the old one that I had. Alright, this is what you're looking at over here on the gold, because we got a wick down there. We didn't put in a new low. This is what we're looking at now. Alright, on the ES over here, it needs an up close above the trend line. Alright. Now the ES and the Russell today are really tricky to trade. They don't seem like they're moving away from the zone here. Now, if you look at the Russell, from the open, it's gone up above the zone, back below the zone, up above the zone, and now it's going back below the zone. If we were to look left on the Russell, I'd say, you know what, you probably don't want to trade the Russell until it breaks out of this range here. Okay. I know that's the whole day's range so far, almost. Well, it is pretty much a whole day's range. Actually, this is where it started, down here. But I would say that's what we'd be looking for. Anything inside there, you're likely to get chopped up. Alright, what about the NQ? It would be exactly the same on the NQ. I have the YM down here, a couple layers down. We used to have the NQ down here, but it would be exactly the same. Right? You could change this. You could change any of these symbols to any other thing, and it'd be the same. Okay, on the NQ, you have your bullish divergence, the up close above the trend line right there. Okay. If you missed that, you could have done it again right there. And if you missed that, you could have gotten caught up in this chop and still be in the trade over here on this up close. Okay. But it's all the same. Every market. You can just change the symbol. Doesn't matter what you want to look at. You know, if you wanted to look at orange juice right now, you could just change the symbol and look at orange juice. things all around here. I gotta put soybeans back where they belong. Gold back here. Now on the gold, we're looking, if we get a down close here and the cycle stays red, that would be a short trade. If we get a down close and the cycle turns to blue, like it just did, then we need a down close below the trend line. Okay? Yeah, I like orange juice too. As a matter of fact, looking at orange juice, or talking about orange juice, they're due for an early frost this week. Tomorrow or the next day. So the orange juice prices will probably be moving up, I would think. They may have already done it, just based on the coming weather.
Despite what Anita Bryant told you as a child, orange juice really is not that good for you.
It's acidic, but it tastes
It'll
good.
make you fat, and it'll run up your blood sugar, do all kinds of stuff. It does taste good, though.
79.8 is the high. 79.4 will be the low. If this bar, now this bar's got all its range in it. If it closes down, it's a short trade. If it closes up, we got to move the trend line. Okay. So I'm ready to take the short on gold if it closes down. It would be at 79.4. Okay, got my order on at 79.4. I'm bumping it to 79. Okay, nope, I filled at 79.4. All right, I'm short 79.4 on the gold. All right, I am short 79.4. I have 8 ticks risk on the trade. Oops. 8 ticks risk on the trade. My stop is at 80.2. And what I anticipate is that the green line is going to turn down and work its way down into the cycle. All right? That's what I anticipate. If it doesn't, I have 8 ticks risk. Okay. Back over here on the ES. This up close right here on the ES is a long trade. Right there. All right. And watching the Russell right now. This is the box. Okay, we want to see it get up above that box. Close up above that box. Alright, the gold is testing the BBC right now. Hopefully it's going to get rejected from there and move down. The copper did not close down below this box over here, unfortunately. I really wanted to see it close down below that box. I think the copper is going to move down again, probably quickly. We'll see. We will see. Stop is at 80.2 on the gold. 80.2. Every trade has 8 ticks risk. Every single trade. Look at the Russell. It got right up to that box and then it was rejected. Told you, these indexes are just awful. Let's see, let's look at the crude. Could back that out. Alright. The crude had some bearish divergence, but it never had the pull away after the bearish cross. Right here. Okay. It never pulled away after the bearish cross. So, it's got some work to do. It's got bearish divergence. Had very nice bearish divergence here. Right. Beans, beans, beans. Oof. Yeah, what did we say about the bean swing? 1316 was the next level up. I missed the whole bean move here.
That's what we said.
Shot up to 13.15. It didn't make it to 13.16. Close. Close, but no cigar. All right. The gold trade's taken an unusually long time, but it's back. It's back at break even right here. For those of you guys who know what the 128 trade is, a down close on this bar would be a 128 trade. All right, back to the crude oil. We're getting a bearish cross. Price is down below the BBC. I know, Pete. I'm not used to being in gold this long either. It usually either stops me out or gives me some profit right away. This is like soybeans, almost. On the crude right now, guys, it's pulled all the way back down to the YBR. It's a blue area on the YBR. It's probably going to get rejected here and sent back up to the BBC. At which point we'll probably have some bearish divergence and an opportunity to short it. So just keep your eye open for that. Okay. And the Russell is back to the weekly trading zone. Yeah, this is just weird being in a gold trade this long. Typically the gold trades are really fast, like this one over here was, and the one that I stopped out on was. They're not usually like this. On ES, it looked like I hit the green line, then a close-up bar. Would that not have been a long to enter? It was over here, was the actual long, Richard, right over here. 67.75. Oh, okay. I'm out of the gold. That took a long time. Really? You took 3 trades and had 3 losers, Cal? I took 3 trades and had 2 losers. No. I took 3 trades and had 2 losers. This loss, this break even, and this loss. You count it however you want. All right. Over here on the copper, I was looking for a down close below that box, but I didn't get it. Okay. Here on the crude oil, though, we may have an opportunity here on the crude. A down close of this bar on crude would be a short trade. Okay, it didn't close down, it closed up. There's the trend line. Okay. There is the trend line. Oh, this is taking forever today. What makes a candle a transition candle? Well, the color is going to be painted when your sensitivity is hit, P, right? So if it hits, for me it's 4. So it's going to paint at 4. If it's not 4 up and it's not 4 down, then it's going to be a transition. Does that make sense? Oh no, Brent, it's an 8 tick stop on everything, right? So the dollar amount is going to be different. That is true. It's 8 ticks. Yeah, crude is setting up. It's 8 ticks because we're using 4 tick range bars, and 8 ticks is 2 bars, 2 bar lengths. Okay. On crude, a down close of this bar on crude would be a short trade. Okay. A down close of this bar here on crude would be a short trade. 95.01 is the high. 94.97 would be the low. What is the high? 94.97 would be the low. I like the downside here. There it is right there. All right, I'm short 94.96 on the crude. Okay, 94.96. Now, what we anticipate is that the green line is going to turn down and work its way down into the cycle. That's what we anticipate here on the crude oil. All right. So if it gets down to 94.92, I'll move my stop to break. Well, 94.92 or, never mind, stops at break even. Actually, I'm going to lock in a couple ticks profit here. And what I'm looking for is for the green line to work its way down into the cycle. Okay. So there's no risk on the trade anymore right now. And we're looking for it to get, well, there's a long way down, 94.67. Okay. All right, I'm flat with a couple of ticks profit. Now, you all heard me say the down close over here on the crude, the down close below the trend line was the entry, right? 94.97 was the spot. I got in at 94.96, and I just got out at 94.94. You all heard me say that, right?
That's a big 10-4.
Okay, thank you. Question for Burry. Whoa. All the bars. I don't know what. Paul, can you send a screenshot of that to me? Do you know how to make a screenshot?
Sounds to me like you've got, try just changing, Paul, change your time frame out to like an hour. and then change it back to a
Yeah.
4-tick range,
That's what I would say.
and that might just straighten it out. And then put your cursor over in the price column and double left click. That should straighten it out.
Yep, the crude is setting up again. A down close on the current bar would be a short trade on the crude. If we get a down close at 94.90 right now, I'm going to go short. Okay. So far it's 94.90. Okay, what I'm looking at on the crude is the high of the bar. If the high stays there in 94.94, then 94.90 is a spot to get in. Or 94.89. Depends how it ends. Depends how it closes. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Now the copper is pulled back up and tested the BBC. It's got red. It's got blue on the cycle. I wanted to see it close down below that box on the copper. I'm still looking for 94.90 on the crude too. Okay. Still looking for that 94.90 or 94.89. Depends what it's like when it hits 94.90. If it hits 94.90. I think it's coming, but I think it's going to come quickly too. When it does. So, my finger's on the trigger. And for a second, I'll show you over here. I want to see it down close below this box. That's why I'm not looking to short this. If this goes up one more tick, then the low would be 94.91. Okay, otherwise we're still looking at 94.90. If it goes up 2 ticks, it'd be an up close. And we move on to the next bar. Alright, soybeans are moving again, but we don't have the right divergence over there. The Russell is just going sideways. That thing is just awful today. Still looking for 94.90 here. It just tapped 94.90, but it's got to give a down close. Now we have all 4 ticks Ranger in this bar. It's either going to be an up close at 94.94 or a down close at 94.90. Okay. If we get the down close, we're going to short 94.90 or 94.89. All right, you all heard me say that, right? 94.90.
Check. I heard
And there it is. And I'm trying 94.89. I'm not filled yet. I'm still trying 94.89. Still not filled. And if it goes to 86, I'm going to take my order off. All right. Now I'm filled. I'm short 94.89. Right there. Right there. My stop is at break even right now. Stop is at 94.89. We're already below the MA1. That's why. And we are now flat at break even. All right. We didn't put in a lower swing on that, guys, so we can't take a follow-up trade here until we get a lower swing. All right, so I'm going to move the crude over to the side now. This Russell is just going sideways here. It's horrible. Horrible. And soybeans.
Get a chance, check chat box.
Nah, not yet.
All right. You got more patience than I do.
For what it's worth, when I move my stop to break even, I don't actually go up and find my stop and drag it to break even. I place a buy stop limit or a sell stop limit order there. So it's a limit order. It's a stop limit. So it doesn't trigger as soon as price is tapped. Gold is setting up, but watch the cycle on the gold, Rod. Watch the cycle on the gold. All right. Now let's look over here on. There's nothing there. Oops. Nothing there. The yen went up to the. Oh, this isn't the yen. The euro went up to the weekly trading zone. The euro went up to the weekly trading zone, and now it's come down off the zone. It's got some potential on the downside. It's a short trade right in here. Without looking left, it would have a short trade right in here at 34.44. Still playable if you wanted to on the euro. I don't have a euro DOM open, so I can't do it. But there's our trend line, but we don't have any divergence on the beans. And we got nothing over there, nothing over there. On the buy side, is that a right click? Yeah, if you want to put, here. Like, this is gold. If I was moving my stop up to break even, like let's say I was long here at 1278, and my stop would be down here at 77.2. If I wanted to move my stop to break even, I don't scroll down, try to find my stop and drag it up. I would just right click right there at 78. That puts my stop on right there. That is a sell stop order, a sell stop limit. You see, it actually puts the whole bracket on and everything. So I have to make sure that after I exit a trade with that, I have to make sure I clean up everything.
Otherwise, you hear something go, boom, and then you go,
Yeah.
oh, man, what was that?
Oh man,
Oh,
I left an order on. But that's how I do it. All right, that's how I get my stop to break even as quick as I do. I don't actually go down, find my stop, drag it up, because that just takes too long. All right. The cycle's going up too far for me on the gold. Okay. I don't like the gold where it is. If it proves itself and puts in a lower swing over here, then I would look at the gold. But not right now. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. And we need some trades here because the markets just aren't, there's not a ton of volatility in here. The Russell was moving back and forth, but then it stopped. I was thinking we were going to get something out of the Russell, but it's not looking like it anymore. And did we have any news events today? I don't know if we did or didn't.
I don't know, but all the indications on the Globex Open Sunday night is that we would have a wide range week, and so I just keep waiting for it to come out of somewhere or nowhere with some news event, something, some speech. Somebody says something. I don't know, but
nothing.
This type of quiet. Well, number one, this type of quiet sideways activity is a little suspicious, but tie into that the indication Sunday night that we would have a wide-ranging week, and this thing just seems to be getting wound tighter and tighter and tighter. So something this week, we'll just have to wait and see what it's going to be. Is it going to be an econ report or some unexpected news?
Yeah, Bernanke's due to speak 7 p.m. tomorrow night.
7 p.m. tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Is that just like some after-dinner club or thing?
Yeah, let me see. I was just looking at it. Tomorrow. Fed chairman speaks. Due to speak about the history of the Federal Reserve Bank at the town hall meeting with educators in Washington, D.C. Audience question. Yeah. It's nothing. Audience questions expected. Okay. The history of the Federal Reserve Bank. Did you look at that thing that Dan J had sent to us? That link that he had sent about the Federal Reserve?
No. Did it get copied to me? I'll have to check.
Yeah, I thought he sent it in a partners meeting. I think he sent it as support in a partners meeting. But it was it's about a 20-minute video, I think, about the Federal Reserve and the banks and the government.
Oh,
and how
I don't think I watched it. No.
How the government is cashing checks from the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve has no money in its bank account.
Right.
And then the government gives that money to the banks, and just the cycle goes around and around and around.
Yeah, well, I'm familiar with that theory or that actuality. So, yeah, I'll have to look for the link and I'll take a minute, watch it.
All right. We need some volatility in something so we can trade. But I'm not going to force any trades, guys. Even though I'm down a couple of trades on gold, I'm not going to force any trades. And just to try to... Yeah, I know, Dimitri. It's scary. Nothing. We had this big run up in soybeans, but we didn't have a trade set up there. The YM's moving down. We're below the weekly trading zone. Hey, crude oil just moved. The Russell's trying to drop. Yeah, but I don't trust the Russell right now. The Russell's trying to drop, but it's got to get down below here. Okay. It's got to drop considerably. But the crude is moving down, so that's good. We might get another opportunity here in the crude. Okay. This was where we shorted crude the last time, and we ended up with break even. I missed this over here. That's too bad.
Oh boy, some of the healthcare navigators have now been caught on tape telling applicants to lie. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
Oh boy.
Okay, down close here on the crude is a short trade. It's a momentum trade because there's no room to run. But it's an opportunity to get into the trade anyway. It'd be 94.69. Okay, it's got to close down. I'd almost rather see it close up and give us a deeper pullback is what I'd like to see. Gold is taking another stab at it here. Gold has dropped down below the box. If it pulls back deep enough, the gold is going to give us some bearish divergence, and we'll take another shot at the gold too. All right, I'd rather see an up close here than a down close with better divergence over here on the crude as well. There's the down close. Now, here on the crude, there's no room to run. All right, there's no divergence. This is a momentum trade that we talked about in the partners meeting last week. All right, I'm going to pass on it. I want to see the deeper divergence like this. This is what I want to see. So now we'll have some room to run. You stayed in it from back here, Bob? Awesome. All right, on gold, right there. Down close on the current bar on gold is a short trade, I think. Yeah. It was actually from back there. So the short trade on gold was actually back there. All right, while I try to draw these trend lines for you guys, I'm missing the whole trade. A down close here would be a short trade right there on the gold. Right there at 75, I think, was the spot on the gold. On the crude, this down close right here at 94.65. 94.65 there on the crude. And on the gold, it was right over here. Okay, so with the gold stop should be a break even. All right, 75.1. Stop should be a break even over there. Or lock in some profit. With the crude, the down close was right in here, 94.65. 94.65 on the crude. Okay. No. The gold, the entry was 75.1. All right. I just took 5 ticks profit on that. I got out at 74.6. And the crude's got the down close right here. It's already gone 4 ticks in profit from 64.65. All right. No, I should have gotten better on this, but I didn't because I was doing too many things at once. Well, I got in the gold and I got in the crude. Now, that's where it is right now. Okay. I got in the crude one tick lower. If you got in the crude at 94.65, it did go down to 94.61, so you had 4 ticks profit in the trade. So you should have moved your stop to break even. The rule for moving the stop to break even is either a close on the other side of the MA1, which is the red and blue line, or 4 ticks profit in the trade, whichever happens first. Okay. In this case, we entered on the other side of the MA1, so you don't have to wait for profit to move the stop to break even. I mean, you don't have to wait for 4 ticks profit. You have to wait for some kind of profit, but you don't have to wait for 4 ticks profit to move the stop to break even. All right. So now the gold, the cycle has moved all the way up. I don't think we're going to get anything else in there right now. Okay. And the crude. Just waiting on that to move down some more. The green line is all the way up here now, so it's got a lot of room for divergence. You know, for the green line to turn down and run down, there's a lot of room for that on the crude right now. And there it goes. Okay. So my entry, 94.64. Lock in 4 ticks. Lock in 6 ticks. Lock in 10 ticks. And I'm flat with 10 ticks on that trade. All right, now on crude, we're looking for another opportunity here as it pulls back again. Okay, looking for another opportunity as it pulls back again. On the crude. Copper, oh, copper did make a new low, thanks. Yep, the copper is about to set up again too. Okay, the gold, I'm going to slide, well actually the gold is changing directions. We want to see a close above that level before we look to go long. Okay, I'm going to move it off for right now. And on the copper, we need a down close below the trend line. So pay attention to this bar right here, okay? 23.15 is the high. That would make 23.15 is the high. That would make 22.95 the low. I'm going to put a sell stop at 22.90 on the copper. Okay, a sell stop at 22.90 on the copper. So if we get a down close over here, it's going to enter me in at 22.90. Okay, right there. 22.90, sell stop, copper. And I do the sell stops on copper and on soybeans because you don't get as much slippage there, typically. Okay. The Russell's right inside the weekly trading zone. That thing is a mess. All right. And you know what? I gotta shut this off. This today. I suspect, oh, here's a short trade again on the crude right there, 94.55. 94.55. I'm trying 94.54. I'm not filled yet. I'm filled. I'm short 94.54 on crude. 94.54. Okay. And what's gold doing? Gold turned down. I had a feeling it wasn't going to go up right there. Gold is moving down. The Russell is moving down. We need crude to continue down. We're looking for the green line to get down into the cycle, okay, on the crude. Gold doesn't have any divergence. All right, gold's got a little tiny bit of divergence now. Now it doesn't have any divergence again. Alright, I'm taking the gold off because there's just nothing there. And the copper still has a high of 23.15, so my spot at 22.90 is still good on the copper. Now the Russell is dropping down below the weekly trading zone here. Okay. Alright, on the copper, guys, 23.15 is the high. So we're still looking at the same spot here for the down close on the copper. Alright, 22.95 would be a down close. That would be down here below the trend line. Alright, so if we got that on the copper, it would be a short trade, and it would trigger me in at 22.90. The low of the day is right here on copper. Okay, this is the low of the day. Gold's trying to move up again, but it's just not there. Alright, does anybody have any questions? I mean, I know we got a lot of people in here today. Does anybody have any questions? Terry, you had asked a question. A bunch of you guys had sent in an email. Everybody who's on the trial is going to get an email today at some point with what it takes to become a partner. Okay. Everybody who was on the trial will get that email at some point today. All right. And I am stopped out of the crude. All right. What time is it? 11:13. What are the only indicators you need on the chart? Email would be fine. The only things that we have on the chart here, Scott, the CFRN, the flow PB. You don't even need the YBR. The YBR is for partners, so you don't need to put that on there. The CFRN and the slingshot are really the only things you need, because even the bar colors, you probably don't know what they mean, and the partners do. So you really only need two things. Okay, you need the slingshot and the CFRN. Okay, Scott. That's all you need. We need some trades in here. Have you downloaded the charting platform and the indicator set? Because if you've downloaded the charting platform and the indicator set, I can just send you my layout. I can just send you my layout, and you can load the layout. Okay? Does anybody else need the layout? What's a layout? A layout is when I save my layout, we'll say, it saves everything the way that I have it. So when I start DT Pro back up in the morning, it loads everything the way that I have it. Okay. So if you've downloaded the charting platform and you've downloaded the indicators and you don't want to have to go through each individual chart, create a chart, and add the indicators to it, you can just load my layout and it'll put everything where it's supposed to be. I'll send a little video with it too that says how to import the layout. Actually, I'll send the video first. The video says import export WMV. Okay, import export WMV. If you watch the little video, it's like a 3-minute video. Watch the video. And I'll send the layout in a separate file. Oops. Layout video. DT Pro, Gary. Ron, you know what, I'll CC everybody on this. Everybody that's asking anyway. And Copper just had the trade. Oh, yeah, I'm triggered into it. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What happened on the Copper? Oh, I didn't get triggered in. 2310 was the down close over here. I didn't get triggered in. It closed up instead of down. The prior bar. This bar that I was looking for. I think. Anyway, 2310 is a spot to short right there. I can still short it on the Copper. I can even do better than that. 2315, probably. All right. Let's see. Thanks, Gerald. It's good. I don't know. It had ticked up one more tick. That's why it didn't trigger me in on the down close. But I am short the Copper now. I just shorted at 2315 when I said I could do better than that. I'm short at 2315 on the Copper. Okay. Let's see. Gold has nothing right there. Yeah, I got to send this video out. I want to make sure I'm getting it to everybody. To everybody who wanted it. Paul. Sending that. Now I'm also gonna, the first thing is just the video, the second thing is gonna be the actual layout. Okay. CFRN layout. What's the date on that? That's not the one. That's the one. Alright. Oh, I should have copied all the names on that.
Downloading the platform, guys, it's really critical to the whole free trial experience, because if you spend 5 days watching my trade, at the end of the week, whatever the results are, up, down, sideways, whatever, you walk away going, well, that guy can trade or can't trade or whatever your opinion is, but you still haven't answered the question, can you trade? Now, that's sometimes why people don't download the platform, because they're honestly afraid they'll fail again. But you have to put that fear aside, and you have to go ahead, gut it out, download it, install the indicators, get an understanding of how it works, and then for at least 3 days of your 5-day free trial, take the controls into your own hands. Try to put on and take off trades, just like you see Mike do here in the live trading room. It's not important, really, whether or not he can do it. Really what's important is, can you do it? Can you do it? You won't know until you put your hands on the platform. That's why we do what nobody else does. We not only show you what we can do with the tools, but we give you the tools to use, the exact same tools, for 5 days, complete unfettered access. We don't hold back any of the indicators, and none of that. We just say, here's everything we got. Here's how to use it. At the end of 5 days, let me know if you've proved to yourself that you can do this or can't. It's that simple. At the end of 5 days, if you can't, we'll take our stuff back. We'll part friends. You can come hang out with us on the radio anytime. Or you go, wow, for the first time ever, I've proven to myself that I can be consistently profitable. And so you want to become a partner, and then we have a different conversation. But you'll cheat yourself. I mean, time is one thing we cannot make more of. If we spend all our money, we can always, God willing, go out and make some more money. But whatever time we have allotted to us on this earth, that's it. There's a finite amount. Jim Croce said he wished he could put it in a bottle. We can't. So don't spend 5 days in the free trial. Invest 5 days in the free trial. The return on your dollar will be much better. Go ahead, caller.
I'm still here. Still hanging on all these trades right here. We got nothing happening. We need something to happen here. We need something to move. I suspect that at 11:30 you're going to see a lot of activity. That's what I suspect.
When Europe closes?
Yep. When Europe closes, you're going to see things start to move around. Right now, there's just not that much going on. there's no price movement. Alan, call 866-928-3310. Alright, I would say shut it off and turn it back on. Start to do that first, and if that doesn't work, then call 866-928-3310. Okay. But before you do that, just shut it off and turn it back on. If there's no price movement, you got to make sure you have the right symbol and all that sort of stuff. Because if you have the wrong symbol, then there's not going to be any volume on it. All right. On crude oil, crude is moving down again, but it's got the wrong kind of divergence here. It needs to reset the cycle. If it continues to move down, we should have another short trade there, hopefully, on the crude. All right. The gold doesn't have anything right here. The ES had a short trade right here at 64.75. Of course, I don't have an ES DOM, so I can't take that trade. On my last crude short, I stopped out of my last crude short right here. Randall. It's got bullish divergence, and it's trading below the BBC. What you want to see is the cycle start moving down and the green line cross up above the cycle. Okay, you want to see the green line above the cycle for the bearish divergence. Okay. They close at the bottom of the hour. Yeah. See, it's almost happening here, but it happened too soon. The green line crossing up, because now the cycle hasn't had a chance to move down far enough. So the way this is probably going to play out is green line's going to get up into the cycle, and then it'll move down some more, and then it'll move it all down again. All right. It'd be like, you were going for a long trade here above the BBC. But you're not. Soybeans. Soybeans just closed down below this level over here, which is what they would have needed to set up a short trade. They're not there yet, but who knows. Still just hanging there. All right. You see the way the crude's working out? It's kind of like I thought it was gonna. And gold is trying again to move up. Now, gold's been kind of tricky today. Did I trade? I didn't trade the Russell at all today, did I? I didn't trade the Russell, I didn't trade soybeans, I didn't trade natural gas. Remember last week, I said if I had 1 hour a week to trade, it would be tomorrow. From like 11:15, 11:20. I mean 10:15, 10:20 to 11:15, 11:20, right in that range.
Hey guys, during the about the second to third day of your free trial, you're going, depends on if you signed up over the weekend or on a Monday, but you get an email. It's an automated email, okay? And it's going to have a training video in it. This video lasts 1.5 hours, okay? There's a good chance this email, because it is sent out in an automated manner, it could very well go to your spam folder, your bulk folder, your promotions folder, any place stuff goes to hide on your computer, email-wise. look for it there, okay? You should watch that video. It was actually done. We did 3 classes with brand new people on a free trial, and so you have the opportunity to hear them asking questions. Well, you can't hear them. They're typing in, but I'm reading the question, and then on the screen showing the answers. So you'll get video number 1 in an email. But if it goes to your bulk folder or your spam folder, you'll never even know you got the email, so just go look for it. And when you find it, watch the video, and then get a hold of me with any questions that you have. Either email support@cfrn.net or call us 949-42-E-MINI. You'll most likely get voicemail. Just leave a message. And as soon as you leave a message, the machine sends Michael and I both an email, tracks us down wherever we are, lets us know. One of us will get back with you, because we want to answer your questions after video 1. Then I'll send you a link to video number 2. That's another hour and a half of training. Once you've watched video number 2, I want to answer your questions. And then there's a third and final video. So you get a total of 5 hours of video training. So check your inbox and all your other boxes. Make sure you get video number 1. If you're on the 3rd day of your trial and you've not received the video yet, let me know, and I will manually send it out to you so that it lands in your inbox, okay? And if you add support@cfrn.net to your list of email contacts, then whatever we send you, in theory, will land in your inbox and not some other box.
In theory.
In theory.
All right. A couple things are happening here, guys. It's 11:31. The Russell is making a move up. You see the markets are starting to loosen up a little bit here. The Russell's starting to move up above that area that I wanted to see it get up above. Gold is starting to loosen up a little bit. That copper trade's right where I entered it.
Yeah, I got to go for makeup. Get ready for the show. So.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap up too.
You gonna be there today?
No, not today. No, that thing I gotta go to starts in 20 minutes. So I gotta.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
that was. Yeah.
I thought that was yesterday. Oh.
No, that was today. That was today. Yesterday was because it was a holiday. I was doing the morning and you were going to do the afternoon.
Oh. Okay.
So
All right.
And today's because of the thing.
So you didn't do a recap or anything today, right?
I have not done a recap, no. But I will.
Okay.
I can do a recap.
No, you don't need to, because I couldn't play it yesterday. The playback on it was just really choppy, so we listened to it for about 2 minutes and then just shut it down.
All right.
But I told everybody how to go out on YouTube and watch it.
Yes. Well, let me get my spreadsheet.
It's not your fault that it was choppy. It was just by the time I played it and then played it back through and it went through the GoTo webinar and goes through the radio server, it just gets choppy. Unless I completely reboot the radio server, and that's just so time-consuming that I can't do it between now and the show.
Okay. All right.
So, but you'll definitely be back for our thing this afternoon?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. All right.
All right. All right.
All right, guys. Then I'll see the rest of you at the top.
And we have a red day today. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Oops. That's the wrong one. That should be black. This should be red. We have a red day today on 11/12/13. 12 November. We are flat in beans. We're flat in the Russell. Crude oil, we are +4 ticks. And gold, we are -11. We did not make our 2 points, but we did take trades. We took 8 trades today. 8 trades. So, on the month, we are plus $1,465 gross on the month of November, currently in the live trading room, and $841 after commissions. All right, that's where we stand on the day. No, I'm still in it. I'm still in it. But I can't take credit for it one way or the other. Right now, I'm still in the copper. It's right at break even. So I could get out right here at break even, but yeah, no, good to get my down day out of the way. My one every other month. Man, September threw me though. September was rough. After having, a great month in August, September threw me. But anyway, I mean, it didn't throw me, like, change the way I trade. It just surprised me. But that is okay. So we had a red day today, guys. Good to get that red day out of the way. Now we'll get back to the green. We're still up $1,465 per contract for the month of November. All right, $841 per contract after commissions, if you apply an $8 per turn commission to every trade you take. All right, today we were +4 on crude, -11 on gold is where we ended, and we took 8 trades. And that's it. I got my stop set on this copper trade. All right, guys, but I gotta run. I have a veterans thing I gotta go to. Because I am a veteran. All right, with that, I am gonna wrap up. Before I wrap up, though, let me just get stuff organized for you here so you can see what's going on. All right, on gold, it's possible you could get long right here on gold at 1275.3. On soybeans, if you get a pullback over here, this is what your trend line is going to look like, something like that. You're going to be looking for a down close below the trend line with bearish divergence. The Russell is moving up, but it's a little long in the tooth right here. When I say it's a little long in the tooth, what I mean is it's already moved up quite a bit without a decent pullback. The actual trade entry would have been right in here. Anyway, so it needs to get up above here. Now it's closed up above here, but I want to see it move up higher than that before we take a trade out of there, so I'm not even going to leave the Russell in view. Crude oil's got nothing. The only markets that really have anything happening here are the gold and the soybeans, possibly. Okay? With that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Now, tomorrow morning will be the same as this morning, as far as the organization and the morning session and all that kind of stuff. We should see a lot more activity tomorrow, especially around crude oil. But tomorrow, the gold trade just took off right there. 75.3 was the spot on that. All right. You should see it get through this level as the green line works its way up into the cycle. But tomorrow afternoon, I will be on the afternoon session, doing a recap in the afternoon session. All right. I'll have to do the recap of today, later today. And that's it. This is the spreadsheet. That's where things stand. Lake, you wanted me to send you that one thing. Let me send that off to you right now. Okay. Lake. There you are. I will send it to you now. You should get something with it anyway. Later today. Everybody who's on the trial right now will be getting an email at some point today with what it takes to become a partner. Okay? And let's see. This one. I'm just sending you the spreadsheet. There's not going to be any text in it. Okay? It's going now. It just sent. All right, guys. That's it. I got to wrap it up. I'll catch you all tomorrow.